Hi, today I want to show you how to use the Corghi EM-8540 wheel balancer. It's a very simple machine, it's a display machine, it can handle big wheels. We're going through all the programs first before to balance a couple of wheels. So as you can see, we have different programs. We have arrows here that allows me to select which program I want to enter. We have an enter button. We have a dimension button to check for the dimension of the wheel we're working with. Exit button, stop and start. So as you can see on the first icon here, I have the dynamic program, which you can see on the two LEDs here in the section of the wheel. So in this case, we use this program when we do steel rims with the two clip weights on the both external sides. We have a static program. As you can see, we select static. We don't like to use any more static because it's not accurate as the dynamic program. When you can use static, when you have a very thin wheel. In that case, there would be no reason to put two clip weights at the external, so you just put one in the center. This, when you have a wheel thinner than like 4 inches, 3.5 inches. On the third icon, you can see we have all the aluminum program. You can see the pictures here, but it's just easier to take a look of the LEDs. So first one is ALU1P YP, precision, because I'm not going to place the sticky weight at 12 o'clock. I will place my weight on the gauge of the machine and bring the weight inside to the right spot where I want to place it. We have ALU2P, which is the one that gives me the chance to put a clip weight on the internal side and a sticky weight on the external side, always with the gauge, so it's still a precision program. The ALU1 and ALU2 are about the same, the 1P and the 2P, but in this case I will place the sticky weights manually at 12 o'clock. ALU3, sticky weights, 12 o'clock manually, but this time the external weight will be external to the spokes of the wheel. Not really used because we don't like to see sticky weights outside the spokes, so they're almost always placed inside of it. ALU4, sticky weights outside the spoke, clip weight inside. ALU5, we have a clip weight outside and a sticky weight inside. I suggest you anyway to use most of the time the ALU1P and 2P when you do aluminum wheels. We have a motorbike program. In this case, as you can see, I have the choice of two different programs, like dynamic with the clip weights, dynamic with sticky weights. That really depends on the kind of bike you're working with. We have hidden weight program. This program allowed me to split the weights, so in case I have a big amount of weight and I don't want to see them between the spokes, with this program I can split them and hide them behind the spoke. We have an optimization program. This one is the program that suggests me how much to spin the wheel into the tire, because the amount of weight can be too much. By using that program, I can turn it 180 or 90 degrees and see if we can reduce the amount of weight. The last program here is the calibration program, so just to calibrate the sensitivity of the machine. Of course, we will see this in the service videos. We have other functions like the F button. As you can see now, I selected the 5 grams or 0.5 ounces. In this case, the machine will count the weights 5 by 5. If I change it, it will count the weights 1 by 1. I usually prefer to leave it 5 by 5 so it's easier to reach the 0, and trust me, the balancing will be accurate enough. If I hold the F button for a few seconds, we will change from ounces to grams. So in case I prefer work with grams, I just leave it like that. In case I prefer to work with ounces, I just hold it. And as you can see, we go and the ounces mode. Now I'm going to show you how to balance a wheel, a steel rim in this case. I'm going to use the small cone, which is good for this one. We always prefer to put the cone inside and not outside because it's the most precise part of the wheel. So I just bring my wheel on top of it, get my gauge, make sure it's well tight against it. Okay, first of all we will have to take the sizes of the wheel. Of course I'm going to select dynamic. With the internal gauge I'm going to place it on the inner part of the rim, so right after the edge. And as you can see, the machine is now showing me the distance and the diameter. So 80 millimeters from the machine and the diameter of the wheel. When I have to select the width of the tire, this is what I'm going to use. Or there is an accessory which is an external gauge that by placing it against the rim will tell me how wide it is. In this case we have a 6.5 inches rim. So with my arrows I can go 6 and 6.5. The F button and we're ready to perform the first spin. So I'm just going to take the hood down. Perform the first spin, and now the machine is telling me the amount of weight to put on. It will automatically stop when you get to the right position. So as you can see now I stopped on the 125 ounces internal. This is blinking, this is active, and the wheel is now braked. So what I do, 125 at 12 o'clock. By pressing start, I can go to the next one. It will go exactly where I need it here. 150. It brakes itself, and 12 o'clock. Place my weight, take the hood down, and this pin is just to check if we have done a good job. Okay, we are now going to see how to balance an aluminum rim. So in this case I'm going to use a bigger cone. This wheel requires the medium cone. Always inside. Get my aluminum wheel. Place it on that. I have a rubber protection. This will save my rim. So from scratches I always prefer to use it on aluminum wheels. Make sure it's tight enough. First of all, we will have to select the aluminum program we want to use. In this case, ALU1P, which is the one that allows me to use the gauge to place both weights. So what I do, I will just check and select the first position, and the machine will automatically memorize after I stop a few seconds. I go to the next position, internal, stop, and the machine memorized the second position. Now I'm just going to perform a spin. Okay. As you can see, we have 1 ounce each side. As you can see now, automatically stopped on the external side. So the sticky weight is blinking. We just need to get 1 ounce. We are going to place it on our gauge. So here basically you just put it in the center of the gauge and bring it out. As you can see on the monitor also, from here you can check when you reach the 0. So you're gonna place your weight right there when the machine beeps and it tells you 0. First one is done. For the second one I can hit the start button the machine will go automatically to the next position. And brake there. Put my weight, come out, and when I reach the zero, even in this case, machine beeps and it tells me that it's the right spot for the weight. Just place it there, press it with your hands to make sure it's well sticked on it. Take the hood down just to check if you reach the zero. In case your customer asks you to hide the weights behind the spoke because he doesn't want to see any weights between two spokes, after you have picked up the sizes of the wheel and you have done the first pin, what you gotta choose is this third icon from below. Enter it, and as you can see, now we can enter how many spokes we have on this rim. You have to put one of them, doesn't matter which one, exactly at 12 o'clock. And with these arrows, as you can see, you can select how many spokes we have. In this case, we have 5. We press enter after we select the 5. What we do is just exit with the F button. And as you can see now, the machine split the weights on the external side. So if I manually spin it, and I get 0.70 ounces, and if you see that if I place my weight here and I go in, the weight will be exactly behind this spoke. And if I go to the next one, 0.50 on the next spoke, and as you can see, will be exactly behind the second one. So of course the amount of weight will be a bit more, because by splitting the weight you will use a bit more weight. Optimization program. In case we are not happy with the unbalance of the wheel, in case there is too much weight, like 2, 2.5, 3 ounces, which is too much to balance it, we can go into the optimization program. What we do after we enter it, we just place the pressure valve at 12 o'clock, so in this position, enter, and by manually spinning it, when this light will come on, which it can be 180 or 90 degrees, you will have to mark the wheel externally. So this white line will be the one matching the valve. So what you do now, you will just have to break the bead again, put some lube maybe, and make sure to bring the white line in the same position of the valve. In this case it's 180 degrees.